Uh, this little cutout here that I made from Snipping Tool, I got this from a Hero Hayes video. So I'm giving my credit to him, or giving the credit to him, because I can't find this on Reddit for some ridiculous reason, and that's mainly because I don't really frequent Reddit. But this is the reason why I wanted to make my own response to this. It's because it's this type of response that I see where people who are in a subculture, they don't want to take responsibility for being in that subculture, and instead just try to shame everyone else because they think they're not the problem and everyone else is. So allow me to read this. Sorry if this sounds painfully unfunny. I don't know why you're trying to be funny or whatnot. Don't you mean like, sorry if this sounds a little too serious? Maybe that's what you should have started off with. I don't know. Sorry if this sounds painfully unfunny, but I'm kind of ashamed for consuming and drawing Japanese style media these days. Well, if you're ashamed of it, leave. Or take a break from it. Or just do something. Do something else for a while. Like no one's forcing you to do no one's forcing you to do forcing you to do any of this. Sorry, I woke up not too long ago, so my brain's still turning on. Guilt by association is one hell of a drug. Well, so you're gonna with every subculture you're gonna get some bad eggs, and yes, you will probably be lumped in with them, but it's their fault that those people are stupid and they just resort to hasty generalizations and just judge everyone by like the select few people that are actively crazy in a subculture. I've just learned to own it. I just learned to just accept it. Maybe you need to grow a pair and just realize that hey, shit sucks. But hey, I still love this. I still love this and I enjoy it. My enjoyment of anime or video games or manga, stuff like that, outweighs what people would perceive me as. I really don't care. And I really hate to be associated with all of the yikes, oof, weebs out there. And again, just like I told you, you have to own it. You have to own it. If you are that emotionally fragile, then you should go do something more quote unquote acceptable in the eyes of others. If you truly are going to sit there and just let someone dictate to how you should like something because how they judge you, then that's your problem, not the people that you have a problem with. I'm not a Christian, but there's one line that still rings true. Don't judge, lest ye be judged. Okay? Now, I know that means in terms of supernatural that God will judge you, but I believe that phrase also in the more physical realm means don't judge others because you'll be judged by them. And that's what I've always lived by. I don't judge people unless they are really out there. I'm not going to mess with someone. I'm not going to, call them an idiot or whatnot. I only call people an idiot on the ones who judge me. And most of them just happen to be little activists like yourself. Because, and the only reason why I'm assuming that is because Hero Hei got this comment from the quote-unquote activist side of Twitter. So I'm just going off of that information. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Sure, there are good anime enjoyers out there, but considering the cultural landscape of Japan, what do you mean by that? The cultural landscape of Japan, you mean how it's traditional? Like, if you go to Japan, or just talk about Japan, or just see some videos about Japan that have nothing to do with anime. It's about, them talking about the land, about their history, about how they are as a people, how they are actually incredibly polite. And it's really hard to piss off a Japanese person. It really is. Just branch out from just the anime part. Learn about the culture. Learn about Japan. If you truly love Japan, give it a shot. Watch one of the myriad of documentaries. Just don't focus on the anime part. I mean, yes, like, okay, anime got your foot in the door. Now learn more about the country. I mean, same thing happened with me. Learning my cultural roots back over in Europe, or even as a native, or something like that. It started off as something that is kind of like superficial, but eventually I started to get an actual interest of what what these cultures are. That's how you start. But it just seems to me that you're judging Japan because you think that the entirety of Japan is all anime based? That's very reductionist of you if you're thinking that. And how oof ain't made in a vacuum. I don't even know what that means. I'm not holding my breath. Well, that's your fault. That's your fault if you want to keep a narrow-minded view of a country and their culture. The Japanese people are a proud people. They are. Regardless of, of the depression hikes and stuff like that, they are a proud people. They are proud of their country. They love their country. And maybe you, like I said, you should branch out from just the anime part and actively go and see why the Japanese people, for the most part, love their country. Why they also are quite accepting to foreigners, unless those foreigners push certain views onto them that they don't want to accept, and they find it offensive, which I don't blame them. But that's all I got to say. If you are ashamed for being an anime fan, either take a break or leave the subculture. No one is stopping you. If you don't want to, if you want to, if you care about what people think more than your love for a medium that you've been a part of for I don't know how long, I don't know how old you are, that's your fault. You're giving into peer pressure. And peer pressure doesn't only have to do with drugs. All you gotta do is just say, no, I'm not like that. And if the person isn't going to listen to you, well, then they're a closed-minded idiot. That's my advice. That's all I gotta say.